Okay, we're going to do our popcorn fun packet. So have that out and ready. Okay, this is the one we're doing. So first, we're just going to ask a few questions. First of all, do you like to eat popcorn? Yes or no? Okay, and then I want you to think about those popcorn flavors you tasted yesterday or other flavors that you've had. And I want you to write down what your favorite flavor of popcorn is. My favorite flavor of popcorn is blank. Okay, was it the kettle corn or the butter popcorn or the caramel corn or cheddar corn? Which flavor of popcorn do you like? Do you like it plain? Okay, write down what you like. Maybe you've had another one that we haven't talked about yet. Okay, and then think if you could invent your own flavor of popcorn, if you could put your own toppings on it, what would it be? What would it be called? Okay, write down what you would call it. And then it says, where do you think popcorn comes from? Okay, we talked about how there's different types of corn, and we've been talking about a lot of things like how corn is a seed. So where does it grow? Have you ever seen corn growing? What does it look like? Okay, where do you think it's coming from? And then I want you to think of Laura Numerath in the books that we read by her and remember how all of her stories said, if you give a mouse a cookie, he's going to want a glass of milk to go with it. Okay, or if you give a dog a donut, or if you, all those different animals, all their different treats, and they all wanted something else to go with it. Well, if we gave you popcorn, what would you want to go with it? Okay, for me, I say that when I eat popcorn, I want a movie to go with it. I think it's time to watch a movie. Okay, and what is your favorite thing to do while you eat popcorn? I just told you mine. Watch a movie. Okay, but maybe you have another thing that you like to do when you're watching or when you're eating popcorn. Okay, so that's just some fun facts about you and popcorn. Okay, now we are going to do a little science experiment. I want you to think the popcorn kernels. So before it's popped, when it's just those little kernels, do you think it's going to sink or float? Explain your thinking. And then when it's popped, I think popped popcorn will sink or float. And explain your thinking. Okay? So on both of those, you can just circle sink or float and then write a sentence to tell me why you think that. If you need to pause the video, make sure you do that so you can write your thinking, okay? And just that it might help you think about it. There's one that's popped. There's a kernel. Okay, now we're going to find out what is true. So if we turn over, when I put a popcorn kernel in water, it what? Let's see what happens. So here's a glass of water. I'm going to put, I have a few kernels here. And so I'm going to drop them in. Ready? They went right to the bottom. Did you see that? If I tilt it, you can see they're down on the bottom. There. Nope, that doesn't want to work. Okay, but those went straight down to the bottom. I'm going to put one more in. See if you can watch it sink down to the bottom. Did you see how it went straight down to the bottom? Okay, so popcorn kernel. I put a popcorn kernel in water. It floats or sinks. Which one? It sinks. I think it sinks because, okay, write your idea on why you think it sinks. Okay, now we're going to try popped popcorn. So here's my glass again. Put it right there. And put a couple pieces of popcorn in. Let's see what happens. Oh, they stayed right there on the top. Okay, So when I put popped popcorn in water, it floats. Got my paper a little wet, whoops. Okay, they're still just floating right there on the top. I think it floats because why? You can put your thinking on there. Okay. Now these next 2 pages, you are going to want to use the information in the picture, the chart that I provide that tells you what your friends thought of the popcorn that they tasted yesterday or other popcorn that they've had before. Okay, so what are you, well, actually that's going to be on this page. So on this one, I want you to think butter, cheddar, plain, caramel, and kettle. Which one would you give the most points to? Okay, which one was your favorite flavor of those? If you like just butter popcorn the very best, then you would give it the most points, 5. If you like, for Miss Turner, my favorite is kettle corn, so I'm going to put kettle corn would get 5. Now I really, really like butter popcorn too, but it's second place, so it's going to get 4 points. Okay, so every type of popcorn, you give a different number of points based on which one you think is the very best, all the way down to the one that you like the least of those 5 types of popcorn. Okay, this is the one you're going to want to use information from the chart I provide and the next one here. Okay, so these are the pages. Look at the information, look at what your friends chose as their favorite types of popcorn, and use that information to create a tally chart. Remember 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, number 5 shuts the door. Okay, and write the number. So look how many friends chose butter, popcorn, or cheddar, or plain, or caramel, or kettle, and show that with tally marks and the number here. Okay. And here you can turn that into a graph, a bar graph, showing how many chose each flavor. And then here we have some alphabetical order practice again. So remember we did this last week. So if I see a P word, I know I'm going to need P. I know I'm going to need K and O and C, C again, B, another C, and S. I don't have any A's, don't have any of these other letters for the starting letter. So then I look at my B's. How many B's do I have? I only have 1. So my B comes first, so butter will be first. Then with my C's, I have 1, 2, 3 C's. So you're going to have to look at the next letter to decide which one comes next. Then you can keep going and get the rest of those words in ABC order. And you can check your answers tomorrow. And then here we have scrambled up words. See if you can get them unscrambled and check your answers. And then just for fun, a word search. See if you can find all the words in there. Okay? So all of those you can check tomorrow to see how you did. And just have fun practicing your skills as we talk about popcorn. See ya!